welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha Sharda, would like to thank all of you for watching my videos, writing in your comments and your suggestions. Talking about suggestions, people had on our Sasa Yog video written to us that they would appreciate, including Vijay Bhaskarji and few others, that they would appreciate if we made the other yogas, Panchamahapursha yogas also. So thank you for your suggestions. We are continuing on the same vein. So we start with Venus Yoga, forming the Panch Mahapursha Yoga, that is Malavya Yoga. So this Malavya Yoga is a very beautiful yoga which is caused when Venus is placed in its own houses or in its sign of exaltation. One, and also when this position that it takes in its own house or in its sign of exaltation is an angular position. Both these qualities, both these characteristics have to be, they're inclusive and they're not exclusive, met. Now, Venus as a planet, we know, gives us a lot of things. It is associated with the second and the seventh house of the natural zodiac, and it gives you not just partners and name and fame, but it gives you wealth. It gives you health, it gives you medical assistance, it gives you administrative abilities, it gives you learnings and education and whatnot. So Venus essentially is a giver. And that is why if somebody has this Malavya Yoga, it is a very beautiful yoga. But there are certain restrictions to it. I would call that restrictions because the position of the ownership also would matter. For example, for so let us go Lagna wise. If we go with the Lagnas of Mars, Mars owns the first house. For Mars Lagna, that is Aries, Venus owns the second and the seventh house. Now, we all know that the one which owns both the second and the seventh house, and Venus, when placed in the seventh house, becomes a very strong Marika. So, when a person gets married, this Venus is highly activated because the seventh house gets activated. And so, as a Marrakesh, also Venus gets activated. And there are chances the person can have some physical issues, major physical issues. But I use the word chance because we need to check all the other parameters. Is Venus afflicted? Is there some other discrepancies that can be seen in the chart? And only then can we deem it as a maraka. Otherwise, this position can confer good husband, good spouse. It can confer good children. It can confer name, fame, a lot of wealth and riches. And society would also give you a standing because seventh house is also Padaprapti. When we are talking about the lordship of Venus, when it is placed in the Taurus and for Scorpio Lagna, this has the positive as well as negative issues. I have to say this because you have to understand that here Venus becomes the lord of the 12th house also. And when it becomes the lord of the 12th house, in such a case, it would also give business tours which may not be very effective. It can also give a person some affinity towards extramarital issues. It could also give lot of spendings and wastage. So taking all this into account, we can say that this though confers a lot of good things, the side effects or the not so good things would also accompany. So we have to read it as a yoga that gives good results along with the bad results. When Venus is the lord of its own houses sitting in the lagna, in that case, say supposing for Taurus lagna, the yoga karaka house is the sixth house, which is the house of litigation, which is the house of illness. So because the planets also have many roles to play, and when it has the lordship of two houses, it cannot give exclusive results for just one house. It will have to give the results for both these houses. So it is bound to give, and it is strong. It is forming one of the Panch Mahapurusha yogas. So it has to give the result of the corresponding bad house also, which also will be very strong. So a person can face strong litigations, person can have lingering issues, or can be having a big medical bills. All these things can be seen. Again, the person can have a good job also, because the sixth house also gives a good job. All these things have to be taken into account when we're talking about Malavya Yoga for the Taurus ascendant. For the Libra ascendant, here it is in its Mool Trikona Rashi. It is sitting on right there on the Lagna, and it is also the ruler of the 8th house. The 8th house typically also talks about renunciation. It can also talk about, as I said, some problems with in-laws. It can also talk about your spouse's money, which you may not be able to assess. It can also talk about sudden changes and transformations. It can talk about ill health, some ill health that will continue for a period of long time. So all these things, when Venus is giving you name and fame, it is giving you good partnerships because it is sitting in Libra, and it is also giving you a public platform, a standing. Along with these things, the significations of the 8th house can also be seen when Venus forms Malavya Yoga with for the Libra ascendant. Now we move on to the Cancer Lagna. For the Cancer Lagna, Kendradipati Dosh can also be seen. What do we mean by Kendradipati Dosh? It means that when a planet, which especially a benefic, owns a Kendra, it can and it will confer some issues, some problems, though it will shed its light on a good light on a Kendra. And when it is also sitting in that Kendra, definitely it will also affect the good qualities. And as a lord of the 11th house, which though gives you a lot of money, gives you a lot of friends or society will appreciate you, but it is not good in terms of your health. So health issues can come up, and you can have problems with your home, because Kendradipati dosh would be operative then. But on the whole, name, fame, and a good rise would definitely be seen. And let us not forget that it also becomes a badhaka for Kendra, for Cancer Lagna. When we're talking about the Leo Lagna, it is the lord of the 3rd house, and it is also the lord of the 10th house. As a third lord, it will give you the creativity that generally we associate very strongly with Venus, but it will also create because it is for the Leo Lagna, Venus is not a very good planet, as Sun and Venus are not good friends. So it will not probably give a lot of good effects. Again, the Kendradipati Dosh will also show its effect here, but it will give you standing in society, and it will definitely confer you a great place as a person. Now, and in society, in your work. When we come to the Saturn Lagnas, for the Saturn Lagnas, Venus is the Yoga Karika. It gives best results as the Yoga Karika. And why do I say so? Because Venus as such is a planet that is also friendly with Saturn. But we have to understand that it also has a Badhaka quality. So the Badhaka quality will also exist. Along with it, it will also give you great deal as a Malavya Yoga. And sometimes the Badhaka quality might just be suppressed because the Yoga Karaka and the Malavya Yoga might just take over. That will depend on the entire analysis of the chart. But in essence, when we are talking about the Malavya Yoga, a person will have a very beautiful appearance. The person's teeth will be very beautiful. The voice of the person, because second house also relates to voice, the voice of the person will be very beautiful. The person will have a lot of riches. The person will have association with many women, Or if I can say now for the opposite gender, the person will have be lucky with children, will have a big family that respects him, and he or she will have a social standing in society. So many things, and they say that the person would be, well lived for around 70 years, that is said. So with all these things, we understand that Malvya Yoga confers great deal of good results. Now we come to the dual sign lordships. Mercury, for example, the houses of Mercury, the best, I think I will save it for the last. I'll go with Jupiter's lordships first. So for Sagittarius Lagna and for Pisces Lagna. When for the Sagittarius Lagna, it is the ruler of the sixth house and the 11th house. As I've already talked about the sixth house, and when in exaltation, it becomes extremely powerful. So the results may not, in terms of fourth house and 11th house, would be good, but not in terms of the sixth house. As the fourth ruler, it can give you, as a planet sitting in the fourth house, exalted, it can give you a mother who's very loving, very caring, very beautiful. It can also give you a family where you feel very secure. It can give you a beautiful home, and it can give you name and fame in society. As regards the 11th house, it can give you constant income, which is forever expanding. But with the rulership of sixth house, it will also give you litigations, problems with employees, employers. It will give you health issues. So all these things also it will take into account. And more stronger the planet, remember, the more stronger is the effect. Finally, when we are okay, so we have to take up the Pisces Lagna also. For the Pisces Lagna, it is the ruler of the third house and the eighth house. The third house and the eighth house are not very good planets as such, as considered by the classics. So when it is sitting in the Lagna, when it is very, very strong, and as a ruler of the third house, it can bestow creativity on the good side. On the good side, it can give you a lot of friends. On the good side, as the ruler of the eighth house, it can give you a very strong inclination for adhyatma or spirituality. It can take you much deeper into spirituality. As the ruler of the third house, it can give you a voice that is resonating, because we've already seen that the classics say that when it is the voice so associated with such a yoga is like that of an elephant, trumpet of an elephant. It is loud, it is booming, and it can give you an attractive voice that people are bound, spellbound to listen to you. Also, we know that the eighth house rulers can bring about a lot of changes and transformation in your life. And as I said, because it is exalted, because it is very strong, the more transformations that you can see in a person's life. Finally, the best, coming to the lordships of the Mercury Lagnas. For Gemini Lagna, it is the fifth lord. So it is all about your luck, and it gets exalted in the 10th house. So this such a person would definitely get a lot of international name and fame, because the 12th house is also international recognition. But at the same time, the 12th house is also hospitals. It fifth house is good because here it also gives you an ability to withstand the kind of treatments that you would be undergoing in hospitals or hospices. So you will have the ability to stand all those problems and issues. Then but you will definitely make a name for yourself, and especially fifth house is all about oratorship, penmanship. So you will see that these people make good authors, these people make good speakers, orators, and these people gain a lot by through their students and by spreading their words. They're highly intellectual people, especially, as I say, for the Gemini Lagna. For the Virgo Lagna, understand that Gemini is more about communication and Virgo is more about business, because it's a Artha sign. So for the Gemini, for the Virgo people, when Venus gets exalted in the seventh house of partnership, and being the lord of the second and the ninth again being your Purva Punya, so here it is all about becoming lucky. all by the grace of the elders, all by the grace of the gurus, these people would be led into the house of finance. And again, here as a second lord, Venus is bound to give one a lot of financial gains and a reputation of being a good finance manager, or good in his or her field. So we have covered all the 12 lagnas and how Malaviya Yoga gives results in all the 12 lagnas. Just let us take a few um, examples here and see. So the first example that I'm going to take here is that of Anandmayi Ma. So as I told you people that it gives you spirituality, it brings constant change in a person. Anandmayi Ma is known to be one of the most spiritual persons in the history of Indian saints. And she had a very attractive voice where she had a huge fan following, and life was in constantly changing and evolving for her, and led her to be a very, very spiritual person. The second case that we see again is of Indian origin, that is Jayalalitha, a lady from very humble backgrounds, rose to unimaginable heights as a as an actress and as a politician. And she was at the top of her career even as an actress and even as a politician. For her, Venus is the lord of the fifth house and the 12th house. She gained name, fame from a very early young age. And fifth house is also the house of politicians, fifth house is also the house of artists. On both the levels, she was extremely successful and had a great recognition. The Lagna Lord also here supports it, because Lagna Lord is also placed in the ninth house. Let us take the case of King Henry VII. Henry the Eighth. King Henry the Eighth was one of those rulers of United Kingdoms who took the power from the church. He was the ruler who took the power from the church and uh, became the head of the church, so to speak. And he also changed a number of laws to suit his own needs. He became more tyrannical. See, it's Venus sitting in the 10th house, giving him lots of power with the Dvaja Ketu. But then here, this Venus is on the Rahu Ketu axis. So, being more than being a just ruler, he was a very tyrannical ruler. And at a very sad point in his life, he died with a number of diseases. He was behest with diseases. As a third ruler, it gave him those problems, medical issues, but it also gave him the ability to voice his opinion and have the courage to do things right or wrong. With Einstein's chart, we can very well see that Einstein was a very well-known person, a scientist. He's said to be the father of modern physics, and we see that it's the fifth lord. It gives him that inclination, this ability to move deep and deep into his studies and education. And as a 12th lord, gave him um, a lot of international name and fame. We have used Einstein's chart in a number of ways, many, many times, and every time we have been able to come up with his illness issues also. So this is one thing that I like to point out to all of you, that when we're talking about a specific issue in a person's life, and it's an issue that makes a great deal of impact in a person's life, it is very important to see that there is not just one single combination which points out to that fact. There has to be number of combinations, one way or the other, that should point out to that fact of anything impacting a person's life on a very large scale or to a great extent or for a number of years. With that, I would also like to add that Mansagari has one disclaimer. Mansagari says that any of the Panch Mahapurusha yogas stop to act when they are with the sun or moon. And it goes on to act that if that planet is combust, in that case, the yoga is not just nullified, it gives negative results. And we also have an example for that. That example is Vincent van Gouge. So for all the art lovers out there, they must be knowing who Van Gogh is. But for those who don't, Van Gogh is supposed to be one of those painters whose one of his paintings, just one of his paintings, sold for $54 million. I'm not even talking in terms of rupees. So he is one of the best known painters. But ironically or tragically, he died in poverty. We can see that this Venus is associated with Sun. It is also associated with the sixth Lord Mars, and it is in the also the 11th Lord. So this sixth Lord Mars also gave him penury. Not to forget that the Sun here associated with Venus gave him a lot of problems, that he could not even earn his bread properly. Yes, the Sun is in the 10th house. Both Mars and Sun are Digbali. Venus is exalted. So all of them are very, very strong in his chart. The Sun gave him the creativity along with Venus, but it also destroyed this Malavya yoga. And adding fuel to fire was Mars, which led him to be mentally disturbed, and at times also he wanted to commit suicide, and he did try that. So it also gave him Akal Mrityu, that is sudden death, and death um, in poverty. Don't forget to apply this principle in the charts of the people you know, including yourself, and writing in the suggestions and the comments. And also, there is the free webinar coming up on the 26th of this month on Jupiter. So please enroll for it if you want to. And also, we have the Hindi second batch of nakshatras starting from the 27th. So if you're interested, you can directly enroll, or you can WhatsApp to us for details. Till we meet you again.